Hey guys,
Hi,
how you doing?
are we live?
All right.
If you guys are on, please let us know where you're from in the comments and say hi to us so we can tell that you guys can hear us and everything is fine.
Yeah, we'll make sure we can hear that you can hear us, and so let us know in the
I
chats.
think Kay is here. I'm here waiting. Hi, Kay.
Hey Kay.
Can you hear us okay? Let's see. We'll wait a little bit till everyone is getting on. I hope everyone's having a great Sunday evening. We are. And
Oh yeah.
we are happy to talk tonight about
Marriage
vinyl
and
plank flooring.
motherhood.
Yeah, vinyl plank flooring. Hi. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Good. You can hear us. That's
Okay.
great. So, one of the things we wanted to do is thank everyone for participating in the
Thank you,
poll.
Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. And getting to know you a little bit better than just like our analytics, but really just finding out what you guys like in DIY. So thank you. And if you haven't yet, you can go onto our channel,
The community page.
the community, and then go to the community page. And if you scroll down, you'll see several series of questions. And if you answer those will be great because we'll probably take them down in about a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we appreciate you guys being a part of the poll, and it really helps us out.
Yeah. Let's see one question that we can do while we're waiting for other people to come on in. Do you remember one, babe?
One of the questions?
Yeah, one of the questions.
Actually, we did so many questions. It's funny. We're just trying to learn more about our audience.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Here's one.
Okay.
What type of DIY tools you have? And so for us, it's like we're at intermediate. Would you say?
Yeah, we're definitely not professionals.
No.
But we are intermediate DIYers.
We're like one tool above beginner.
Yeah, one tool.
Like beginner, we were saying is like a hammer. We have let's see, a box cutter, one drill, and I think we have a chainsaw.
Yeah, electric chainsaw, not a real one, I guess.
No, is it a chainsaw? No, it's a circular saw.
No, I have a chainsaw. We have a chainsaw.
We have a chainsaw and a circular saw. That's why we're intermediate. Yeah. And let's see.
You mentioned the utility knife.
Yes.
I was just gonna show. We use this one in one of the videos that we have. So this is a utility knife. It's kind of funny because this one is not just a utility knife, but it also becomes a scraper. So you can kind of. There you go.
Oh,
that's... it becomes a scraper and a utility knife.
What kind is that one?
Yeah.
What kind is that?
This is the Tough Built.
Put it up there.
Yeah, here you go. So you guys see that. So it's a cool utility knife that we have. It just changes
to box cutter and then to a scraper.
Yeah, and then you could just put it down.
And this probably is like the best tool to have for doing flooring because it helped us with carpet, taking up the carpet. It helped us with taking up the underpad, the underlayment of the carpet. And it also helps us to cut vinyl tile, whether it's the plank or the peel and stick. Yeah.
We started off with the peel and stick tile, cutting it. And that's how I became almost a professional at using utility knife. I mean, it really works well with the peel and stick. And then when we started doing vinyl tile, it really helped out, and it was so easy.
Yeah. So let's do this question. What is something that you like to do outside of DIY? Okay. So some people put sports, fitness, food, family gathering, shopping, thrifting, finding deals. So put in the chat, what are some of the things that you like to do outside of DIY?
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of food.
Well, that's
food,
shopping. We like that. We like to work out, actually.
Yeah. Fitness.
Maybe you can't tell. But we do like it. Yeah. We do like to go walking, step.
We actually do like that. Well, you said step real fast, but we do step aerobics.
Yeah.
So we love to do step aerobics together.
So add in, tell us what you like to do outside of DIYing. And I think another question, we'll just take probably 2 more questions and then we'll get into vinyl plank flooring, is what is the main reason why you DIY? And for us, the main reason is just to kind of like upgrade our home.
Yeah.
For us, I think we mentioned this before, but we bought a home that was built in the 90s. And there was a lot of just updates and upgrades that you can do. And that's why we DIY. That's probably like the main reason why we do it. So, fitness.
Sapphira says fitness.
Yes, we like that. So the other thing is, what was the other question? What do you like to?
Okay, Stephanie said cooking and spending time with nieces and nephews. Yeah. So that was one of the questions. Yeah, family and friends. So family. Yeah. And Believe With B says spend time with friends and family. Yeah.
Yes, that's why we like to do that. So the other thing is, what is something that what's the main reason why you DIY? Okay, so let us know. What are some of the reasons why you DIY? We had in the poll was upgrade, home improvement, or interior design. Like you really like designing your personal space. And then the other one was to fix or repair. If you like to just fix things and things like that. And I guess, would another one be like building custom builds and stuff, like the woodworkers?
Yeah, some people like wood. You know, wood is another area of DIY that people take serious.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. They take it serious.
Marriage and Motherhood said to save money with improvements.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's DIY is great for that.
Oh yeah.
And if you
isn't that one of the reasons why you do it? You want to save money?
Yeah,
I think that's like the main reason. You want to save money or you want it done right. So
you can get it done right.
Well, yeah, you can get it done right, but sometimes if somebody doesn't do it right, you're like, hey, I'm gonna do it myself.
Well, and I guess we want to help build the confidence so that you feel like you are doing it right. I think when we get your comments, some people feel that the reason why they don't DIY is because they don't have the confidence to feel like they're doing it right. So that's pretty much kind of why we started the channel, is to help people DIY and make improvements to their home, save money, and it looks good.
Oh yeah,
they can be proud of it.
Well, Stephanie says she's moving into a new house and it needs a little updating.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly. I mean, a lot of
that's why we did it.
Yeah, or buy an existing home. Maybe there's not a lot of new home being built in your area, and you're a new homeowner and you have a beautiful home, like the layout and everything is great. It just needs some updating.
Yeah.
So let's see. Who else says that? Yes, save money. Exactly. Okay, so tonight, we're about vinyl plank flooring.
Oh yeah.
So what should we ask? One, if they've had vinyl plank flooring, or
if they already have it,
or no, you're interested in it.
Yeah.
Put a 1 in the comments if you are thinking about putting vinyl plank flooring anywhere in your home.
Anywhere.
And then 2,
if you've already done it. How about that?
Already done it.
1, if you're thinking about it. 2, if you've already done it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have in the comments for that. And if there's a little delay, we have like a 10-second delay on our comments. So
5 seconds.
Is it 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5-second delay. All right. So we're taking some questions from the comments, and feel free to ask a question in the chat room. We'd love to get your question, and don't be afraid to ask anything. Someone else may have the same question.
Yeah.
So, that's what we want to do. Go ahead and ask any question that you have about vinyl plank flooring. So the first one is, what type of tools, we'll go over that, for beginners when you're going to do vinyl plank flooring?
Oh yeah. So for this live, I actually brought some of the tools that we used on our videos. So you can see the tools up close, and you can ask us questions about the tools.
Yeah,
and I guess which one do you want to start with
Let's
first?
start with the oscillator.
Oh, the big one. You want to start with the big boy right there.
So the oscillator, the oscillating tool is something that we were introduced to.
Here, let me turn it this way so you can actually
for
see
vinyl plank flooring.
Look at that.
It looks kind of scary, but it
looks
intimidating.
It looks a little bit intimidating. Like it's like, what is that? You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, wow.
And someone asked,
it feels great though.
Is the same as LVP flooring, luxury vinyl planks? Yes.
Yes.
So we're talking about putting in planks. So thanks for that question. Luxury vinyl tile can be peel and stick, or it can be planks.
Mm-hmm.
So we have put in luxury vinyl tiles before, and you've seen that. You can see that on our website. But this is if you want to do the planks. Now, what's different or distinguishes them is that they're interlocking. So we have
the vinyl planks are interlocking, and we actually have a couple of those that we used in the video right here. I have some X's on them. The X's are because when I was cutting on the floor, I wanted to make sure I used the pieces that were already used, and I used the utility knife to cut on the pieces that were marked with the X because I didn't want to scratch up on the
these
floor.
were scrap.
Yeah,
pieces.
The scrap pieces.
And I don't know if you can tell, but this one they have tongue and grooves. That this is how they interlock with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm like, wait, I'm showing it the wrong way.
Here.
Let's see. They would fit together by interlocking. Do I have a tongue and a groove?
Let me see. I'll do it. Right here, like that.
So that's how they fit together. You see that?
So now it's like you can see it's on there together.
Yeah. So the other difference is with tongue and groove, the floor becomes a floating floor. It's not attached to the floor, your subfloor, like peel and stick tile may be. So interlocking planks are a floating floor. All right, let's see if there's any other question.
I can't do it from behind.
Well, it might not stay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just showing them, how it works.
Okay, so this particular one has an underpad.
Yeah, the underpad.
And this is considered a luxury vinyl plank because it has an underpad attached to it. All right. Now, for these planks, these you would score them or cut them with a utility knife.
So Safir is asking, is that the same as LVP flooring?
Right. Yeah, that's what we were answering.
All right. Okay.
And then
can you do it over tile?
Yes. Okay. So let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go back to the tools. Yeah. So with plank flooring like this, you can tile over existing vinyl tile. And when we're saying vinyl tile, we're like vinyl.
The sheet, the old school sheet that's in your kitchen or your
bathrooms and things like that. You can definitely tile over that. Some people ask, can you use vinyl planks over ceramic tile? And yes,
we just found out. Yeah,
you can. We have not done that, but you can. And one thing you can use with that is
you have to use a patch. You have to use a leveling compound.
Yeah. To
fill in the grouts. So basically what you're doing, once you fill in the grouts, you're making the tile flat all the way through the kitchen or the bathroom. So you don't have any divots in there.
Yes.
Through the grout.
This also we used in our video to repair the concrete so that it is smooth. Yeah. With luxury vinyl planks, it is so important that your subfloor is level.
Yeah.
And the reason why for this product is, remember, it's floating on your floor. It's not like attaching to the floor. And what'll happen is if you have a floor, let's say my finger is the floor and it's like this, and somebody steps on it.
If they step right there.
It's going to sound hollow.
It's going to sound hollow, and it might even crack, actually.
Yeah, it's
So
so you want your floor, your subfloor to be nice and level. If you have little dips in there, that would be like the grout lines of the ceramic tile. That can cause little spaces underneath, and your tile is not like on a smooth surface. And people have had issues with like the planks coming undone or like rippling up or not attaching correctly because their subfloor is not
level. Yeah.
That's probably like the main reason for that. So let's talk about cutting again. When you want to cut the planks sideways or across the plank, definitely
use your
box cutter.
Box cutter.
Okay. If you need to cut your planks lengthwise,
the long way.
This is when it can get a little bit more difficult. So some people say that you can use a straight edge and use a utility knife, but it's very hard. We tried that, and you would have to keep.
Well, you have to keep it straight. You have to keep your level. If you're using a level, you have to make sure the level stays straight from the top and the bottom end while you're cutting at the same time. Unless you have somebody that's holding it down and who can help you while you're making the cut with the utility knife. So you're cutting. So you're cutting with the utility knife. I'm not going to open it up. So when you're cutting with the utility knife, you want to keep it straight, but you have to make several cuts. It's not just one cut. That's the thing, to score it. And then once you score it, you can snap it. And once you snap it, sometimes with this one has a padding on it, so sometimes the padding is still attached. So I'll use the utility knife to cut the padding as well.
Yeah.
And so doing it long ways will be a little bit tougher. But so that's why in the video I used a circular saw.
You can also use a jigsaw if you're whichever more comfortable you're in.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're not going to have to use that as much if your room is pretty much a square room. So I don't know if that answers the question, but the sides, you definitely want to keep them straight when you're trying to cut lengthwise on the tile. I want to say too, we have.
And I think we're looking at it actually in the back behind us. So you cut it lengthwise. You want to keep it straight because that really helps you to put it up against the wall.
Yeah, and align it.
Yeah,
and
so that's what I'm doing right there behind us.
Yeah, there's there was when you use the circular
and
saw.
So it really helps to get in that spot, in that space. So that's what we're talking about right there.
And remember, your cut edge is going to be against your wall. It's not the one that has to interlock. But you still just want them as straight as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the utility knife. We talked about the circular saw. Other tools that you'll need to do vinyl plank flooring are, they call it a pull. Or what do we have a pull?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a pull.
So this right here is very handy when you're doing interlocking planks.
Turn this way so you can
because
see.
You want them.
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like
you can hold it. Yeah. Because you want them to interlock. So when they're together, what you're doing is you're kind of like.
You have to put it up so they can see it.
Okay. You're kind of putting it on one end. Just pretend like we're putting it on one end.
Yeah.
You're putting it on one end.
Right here. Let's just take it off for a second.
Okay.
And so what the pull does is you want to make sure that if you have another plank connected right here, the pull you use the pull and you'll grab a mallet. This big old thing. It's a mallet and you just hit the mallet right here. You tap it right there. And so that takes this connection and brings it close together. So you won't have gaps in your floor.
Yeah. That's the most important thing with the interlocking planks. And because they interlock, that is what's giving you the waterproof barrier. That's what's allowing you to, I should say that's why you want them very close together, because you don't grout vinyl planks. They're interlocking, they're close, and you want them to connect nicely. And then it's giving you like a waterproof barrier on your floor.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing I want to kind of mention about these planks, this, like we said, is a plank with an underpad.
Underpad on it.
This would be like a higher end plank. They also have planks without it. They're much thinner and they're easier to cut, much easier, and they're going to be less expensive. I would recommend, just from our personal use, we've used both, that those type of planks you just use like in a laundry room or in a small area that maybe is not going to get as much
traffic.
Yeah, as much traffic as like a bedroom. Because in a bedroom, you're going to put all the furniture on it. There's going to be playing and that weight and all of that.
Just a lot of walking around. You know, you don't want to have that hollow sound on the floor when you're walking. And I know you've heard that before. Is that clickety clack that gets annoying after a time? You know, after some time. So you just want to have a padding underneath it. And one of the things we did was we got this one with the underpad on it,
right? And
we also used a underlayment.
An underlayment.
So here's a piece of the underlayment that we used. And they have several different kinds of underlayments that some people have used. I'm sure you've seen some that look like plastic, or
it looks like kind of like trash.
Yeah, I was gonna say trash bag. It looks like a trash bag, a black trash bag that you can put on there. But it's an underlayment, and you can use that, and it keeps out the moisture. And some of them, are they sound barrier?
Well, that is what they're for. Like this one, the reason why this one was recommended for the Procore tiles that we use, you can see it says soft and sound.
Yeah.
And it's pretty thick for an underlayment. Now, the reason why this was recommended for us is because our subfloor was concrete.
Yes.
Concrete needs to have an underlayment before you put on vinyl planks anyway. And I think because mostly is because it needs a moisture barrier. That's number one. But if you get this underlayment is a little more expensive and it's a little thicker. And when you have that, it helps even more with the sound. So you already have a plank with an underpad that's supposed to help with the sound. And you're going to put it on an underlayment that's also going to help with that. So when you walk on it, you won't, feel the hollowness underneath.
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything more about an underlayment on concrete subfloor?
Well, to me, it's also it keeps it keeps it warm. It keeps your feet warm.
Yes.
With when you have that particular underlayment, it has a thermal coating on it, so it keeps it warm.
Like a thermal barrier.
Thermal barrier. That's what I like, because if you're walking around barefoot, you don't want the floor to be cold.
Right.
So it actually helps. So that's one of the best things about that particular kind.
And also, that's the nice thing about vinyl plank flooring. It is a little bit nicer to the feel than like ceramic tile, or even just regular vinyl tile, if that makes sense.
Well, it doesn't feel as slippery as ceramic too.
Right.
And it has some kind of the coating on it has ridges that you can feel. So it's not actual wood.
Yeah.
But it's not slippery. If you get water on it, you can easily wipe it off. But
it has a texture to it.
Yeah, I can feel it. It feels nice.
All right, so let's go back to the tools. So we had the we know the utility knife. We looked at the pull and let's talk about that oscillator again.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay, so for this oscillating tool, we had never experienced this before.
Yeah,
look, it's in the back. Oh, it was. The main purpose for this is to cut under door jambs. Can you see that?
Yeah, we're using it right there. So you go under the door jamb, and this allows you right here. This is the cutting. This is this metal piece right here. Let me just try and see it. It's got ridges on it. Let me get it right up there. I can see. There you go. You can see the ridges right there. See those little ridges? That right there is what cuts the wood. So you can cut the wood,
and it kind of like slices it. And the reason why you need this is because if you have your door jamb and you don't cut under it, your tile isn't going to fit all the way underneath it, and it's going to look like a smooth transition. You kind of see it in the back. It's a little bit, the light is kind of causing it to be a little bit, what is it, like flared up.
But I like this one because this one is battery operated.
Yeah.
And you don't even need to use all the battery. I mean, it's going to work fast.
Mm-hmm.
The great thing about this thing is it works very fast.
And you can do it with a handsaw. We tried it. We tried to cut out our door jambs with a handsaw. It didn't turn out right. Oh,
watch out for that. Look, here's a saw that we use, and it's a handsaw. Just to let you know. So we did try to go under the door jamb with a handsaw. We want to save money. We want to.
Well, we wanted to see if you
see
could
what
put
works.
Vinyl plank flooring in your home without any power tools. Like if a beginner could put in vinyl plank flooring and all they had was like a utility knife and maybe a miter box and saw, and a saw like this, and really you can, but it would take so long. And I think how much does a oscillator tool cost?
It may cost
like less than $50. I think. Was it less than $50?
It was around $50 or more. $50 or more. Well, this one right here is battery operated.
That one was more.
I think it was more
because it had that you have to buy the battery and the charging thing and then the tool. But if you bought a corded oscillating tool,
you can get one for $50.
Less than I think you can get one for $50 or less.
Yeah.
But if you're going to really be putting vinyl planks like in your entire home or in more than one room, highly recommend it. I would highly recommend just getting oscillating.
Oh yeah, it saves. It saves.
And then again,
frustration.
And then with cutting it lengthwise, either a jigsaw or a
circular saw.
And how much are those, do you think?
It depends on where you go. You don't need a super expensive circular saw. So
those are less than $50 too.
Well, you can get one for $50 as well.
But you can get one less than that, right?
You could, yeah.
Like at Harbor Freight or something.
If you go to Harbor Freight, they have really good tools too.
And remember, you can always rent tools.
Yeah.
So
Stephanie was asking about that.
Yeah.
Can you rent tools? Yeah. You can rent them at the big box places.
We didn't really know that.
Yeah.
We had no idea that you could just rent those tools for the day or for 4 hours or something like that. And that's always an option. You look at your cost, because I really think that oscillator, if you just got a basic oscillator, it might be even less than renting it. Yeah. To be honest, I think with that one. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is, do we have the miter box here or no?
Yeah, that's right here.
Okay. We'll show what a miter box is. And this is a great tool for other projects.
This was actually one of the first tools that we bought. As a DIYer, you ask about all the tools. This is a tool to have. So the miter box has little holes in it that you can place these pegs in. You can take these pegs and put them all around there. And so what you would do,
they're good for cutting the
quarter round. So that's, we go to another subject. Taking a quarter round, a piece of quarter round, you would stick it in here. And you want to hold that again?
Well, we're not going to show them how to really cut. We're just saying that.
I'm not going to show you how to cut it, but I just want to show you where it goes.
This is where.
So you would put it against that.
Yeah.
And then you would take the saw and you would saw it right there. You would cut.
And you need this if you're going to take your baseboards off of the floor. So in all, the vinyl plank flooring is something that once you removed your carpet, you would decide if you want your baseboards to stay on or if you want to take them off. In our case, we left our baseboards on, took the carpet off, used our spacers on the side, and then we added quarter rounds to kind of fill the gap around. It's like the trim around the bottom. Yeah. And the reason why you want to use spacers is because the floor has to have a gap when you install. When you have vinyl plank flooring like this, it can't go.
They expand.
It can't go right up against the wall. And that's because with heat and cold weather, you want to allow your floor to be able to kind of breathe. And that's what the expansion gap is for. Because again, this floor is not attached to the subfloor. It's floating. It's like basically kind of on top, just laying on top. All right. So let's see. The other question was, do you need an underlayment for vinyl planks, even with an underpad? Yes. If you have a concrete subfloor, yes, you should have it because you need a moisture barrier anyway.
Yeah.
This underpad is not enough.
No, because the moisture can get through the apps actually from the concrete if you have a concrete subfloor.
Yes.
Now, if you have a wood one and it's upstairs, you can make the decision if you want to do that or not. But again,
no,
you want to make sure you want to have a pad. You would definitely want to have a pad on it.
You down here?
Yeah, you want to have a pad.
Yeah, and you I think you want to underlayment all the time.
With I would do
flooring,
that.
And it's because it's not attached to your floor, and you want to protect if anything leaking on your floor, going into the next level of your home, or anything like that. And so that takes us to another question we get about vinyl plank flooring are some of the benefits. Why do you want to even use vinyl plank flooring? Okay, one is that you can have a wood grain look in your home, even on other levels of your home besides the first floor. And what we mean by that is in some homes, it's hard to install heavy wood or laminate flooring on the second level of homes. So that's one.
So a lot of people didn't know that, really.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I thought you could just put a flooring anywhere in the house.
Right.
But that's not how it
So
really
vinyl
goes.
plank flooring is light enough and durable to go on any level of your home. The other thing that's nice about it is it's very popular for basements, for the lower level of your home. And the reason why is because they're waterproof, scratch resistant, and stain resistant. They're very good, durable type of flooring product that's like different from carpet.
Yeah. One of our kids had a little bit of marker on one.
Yeah.
So we just put it down and our child put marker on it. And so I was able to wipe it off. And it has a coating on there.
Right, on the vinyl plank flooring.
Yeah, the vinyl plank flooring.
Like we could wipe this off if we needed.
Yeah, if I needed to wipe that X off.
Yeah. So like just think about like if your basement is a walkout basement and you're coming in from either the deck, the pool, gardening, you have maybe dirt, water. Vinyl plank flooring can give you a nice look. And they
come in different patterns.
It's patterns, colors. It is affordable. You can put it down yourself and it's waterproof. So the cleaning is much easier.
Let's talk about putting it down by yourself.
Okay.
See, I think that before we did it, I was a little apprehensive if I could do it myself. And if you're watching our videos, you know that every video we've done is the first time that we've done that particular project. So when we did the vinyl plank flooring, it was a little unnerving at one time because I was like, wow, could I do it? I've seen people do it. You know, we watch videos, what have you, but could I do it? And, you know, could we do it?
Yeah.
And once we decided that we were going to do it and we got into it, the first thing you have to do is just make sure that first row is straight.
Yes.
The first row must be straight.
So that goes into how do you even start? And the first thing to do is measure your room. We talked about this in the other live. So you want to measure the longest length of the room and you want to measure the longest width of the room and you want to put that into feet. And then once you multiply those together, that's where you get your square footage for your room. Because some people ask like, well, how do you know how many planks, how many boxes? And we go through that in our video as well to let you know how to find your square footage. And on the boxes, it'll tell you how much square footage covers in per box. So that's how you'll know. For our room that we had for our son, we needed 7 boxes.
7 boxes, yeah.
So once you find your square footage, you should multiply that number by 1.1. And that'll give you 10% more
for mistakes
planks that you need. And you will need it. You will need plank. I mean, you will need extra planks.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why is because these little ridges right here, these interlocking are very sensitive, and sometimes you can
they would crack.
They can break.
They break, yeah.
One thing we did is when we were cutting our planks, we would break them over our knee, and sometimes the little interlocking,
the end of it,
the tongue and the groove.
Sometimes
they would
don't have them on there.
Yeah, sometimes they would get damaged. And once you damage a plank, depending on where the damage is, you can't interlock it again. So then it has to become a piece on the end.
Yeah.
And you always want to keep all of the pieces, even if you mess up,
Mm-hmm.
keep that piece, because you can use it
On the
for
end.
for your ends. You can either start a row with it or end a row.
Yeah.
The second thing that did I even say first?
Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing is that you want to plan out your planks. We learned this the hard way the first time we installed. We didn't plan out our planks on the floor.
So tell them what you mean by planning.
Okay. Yeah. So if you've been following us, you know that we always put our peel and stick tiles on the floor first. We do like a dry layout.
We always do dry layout.
And that lets us know kind of how the tiles are going to look, and then where our cuts are going to be around, like.
And how many you're going to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like around when we were in the bathroom, around the toilet, around the vanity. When you have vinyl planks, it is important to lay out your planks in the room so that you do not have a very tiny cut, or you have to cut like
it's called a sliver,
a little sliver of the plank to fill in a spot.
Yeah. You want to avoid having slivers. So what she's saying is that if you have one end of the room and another end of the room right here, you want to make sure that, let's say this end of the room, you don't want it to come way over here. And then it's like,
I don't think they can see your finger.
I know, right here. You don't want this to be a sliver right here that you have to cut for your next plank. That little one right there. Here. Oh, okay. Well, I was just looking.
Or like if this was.
I was just doing it on the end.
Yeah, so
I was saying like if you're at
these
the
are
end,
the sides
right
of the
here.
plank, and you wouldn't want to cut a sliver like that.
Yeah, you don't want that to be a sliver. That's a very hard cut.
That's a hard cut to do.
Yeah.
You want the cut to be like right here.
At least that. What's that about?
Like half the plank.
Yeah.
Another thing we learned, luxury vinyl plank is usually wider. The less expensive planks are going to be a little bit smaller. Like I think this is 8 inches across or something like that.
This is 7.
7.
Yeah.
And the less expensive ones that may not have a pad on it, they're going to be smaller. So it's going to take more of them, and you may have smaller cuts. And that's what, those are harder to do.
Yeah. So
that's probably the difference, about $2 a square foot difference between, regular vinyl plank flooring and luxury.
But I'm going to tell you, I really like the way this one feels. I mean, I'm trying to, bend it right now. I'm pretty strong, and I'm trying to bend it. And, this is what you're going to be standing on pretty much. Yeah. You're standing on this, and
it's real durable.
You can hear if the pad is on there, so you can feel it. But I just want to show it because sometimes when you're about to get something or you want to get something, then you want to see what is it really like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm that type of person. I want to see if it works.
The thing is, the reason why we took out carpet, some people ask, well, why would you use it? For us, we did not, we wanted something easy to clean. That's first of all for me.
Yeah.
And vinyl plank flooring is much easier to clean for me than carpet. It also is good for people that may be allergic. Has allergies, and it gives a more dust-free environment when you have planks. When we pulled up our carpet, I had to wear a mask because it was so much dust.
For years of dust. It's just little dust particles that get down in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Of the carpet.
And for me, it's nice to be able to clean with products that I can put smelly stuff in. And with carpet, it's just a little bit harder. It's hard to get stains out. It's hard to get the odor out. Mm-hmm. So I was mostly an advocate. Oh, there it is.
And you just want to change. Sometimes you just want to change. And if you want to upgrade or update your living space, it's a great option to do. And so that's something that we chose to do for our son. And we're also going to do one for our daughter as well. Yes,
that's coming up.
That's one of the next things we'll talk about.
This was the difference for our daughter's room. It's going to be a luxury vinyl plank. Well, it's not a plank.
It's not a plank. It's a luxury tile. It's called a luxury tile.
Because, but not a
luxury vinyl tile.
That's interlocking.
We'll
show you about that too.
Yeah. I should have brought one of those.
That's okay. I have this one.
Yeah.
The next question is the difference between vinyl flooring, and I think this is an example of laminate.
Turn it a certain way so
I'm going to show you the difference. Here's another example of laminate.
Yeah.
This
Turn
is
it sideways so see how thick it is.
Yes, I'm gonna right here.
Yeah.
So you want to hold this one?
Yeah.
All right.
So this is vinyl flooring.
This is vinyl flooring, and this is
you put it next to
there, and then this is like peel and stick. If you want to see the thickness, maybe we should put it like on the edge right here. So
where you at?
Here's put this closer to me.
Okay.
There you go. Oh. This is the thickness. You see peel and stick. Then this is the thickness of vinyl plank. Okay. And this is laminate. I don't have a sample of hardwood floors, but you guys pretty much know hardwood floors. They're hardwood floors. And you can, when you have hardwood floors in your home, to really like give them a fresh look, you can just sand them down and like recoat them. Yeah. What is it? Like not stain them. Well, no. You can restain it, and then you can put a
new coating,
like acrylic coat, like a sealant.
Yeah.
So laminate was the product that it has wood inside. It's made of a wood, and it has like a coating on top. And this was to give kind of like the same feel. You feel it as hardwood, but a little bit more durability. Mm-hmm. The only thing with laminate is that it still has like a wood filling in it. Mm-hmm. And if water gets on this, it's not as waterproof. It will act kind of like hardwood floors, meaning it will buckle. Yeah. It will, it can ripple and
crack.
Yes. It's kind of like one level, there's hardwood, and then laminate would kind of be right there. Mm-hmm. With vinyl plank flooring was designed to kind of mimic wood. So they have a lot of wood designs and wood grain design, but to give a little more protection in like an active flooring, like in kitchens and in laundry rooms, mud rooms, things like that there's a lot of traffic going on. And that's kind of why vinyl plank became a big thing. Mm-hmm. And then they started interlocking it and allowing it to be able for DIYers to install themselves.
Yep.
Laminate flooring is also harder to cut. You do need power tools.
Yeah, professional power tools.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be professional.
Yeah.
You just need
to know.
You need to know how to cut
you
this.
Know what you're doing with
as opposed to cutting this. And also knowing how to fit this around your corners, your door jambs and transitions.
Well, that's why you definitely want to have an oscillator.
Yes.
Oscillators really come in handy.
So the one other
show them the other one, that one right there.
Oh. This is a tile. It kind of looks like it, a plank. It's not a plank. It's going to be a rectangle tile.
Yeah. So this is the one that we're going to put in our daughter's room. It's not that size. So I didn't want you to think it's that size.
No.
But this is a sample of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this vinyl tile, that's another thing I forgot. Vinyl can mimic so many different things. So this one is kind of mimicking a marble. Mm-hmm. So it'll look kind of like.
So we had the peel and stick that looked like that.
Yes.
So
that's this.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But I don't know if you can see.
I'll hold this one.
So here's a peel.
I'm trying to put it where you can actually see.
Here's a peel and stick that looks like marble, and then here's
the vinyl,
a luxury vinyl tile that looks like
marble.
That looks like marble.
Yeah.
I wish we had like a real sample of marble.
It's much heavier. So.
And then you can tell. Right. That's another thing. It's hard to put marble in an upstairs bathroom in most builder grade homes. Now, of course, there's marble in homes that are luxury homes, and they can at any level. But for a lot of the builder grade homes, you can get a look of marble and wood, of oak, and different patterns with the vinyl flooring. And that's kind of the advantage of that. Was there anything else that you wanted to say about any of the products?
Well, oh, there was one tool that we forgot
What?
that you have to have on there. Here we go. A speed square.
Yes.
It's really good to have a speed square because when you're doing vinyl plank flooring and you're trying to score, which is what we were talking about.
And score means cutting.
Score
cutting
means
the tile.
cutting. So you're cutting the tile. So you lay it like that, and you see how you get the edge. Let's see here. Yeah. So you can score right there. So you take the utility knife and you cut on the edge, and that's how you get that. And then you crack it. You break it. And
we have several of these. I have one too. Yeah. And these are good for any crafting or DIY, cutting planks, cutting straight lines. The kids can use them.
They come in handy a lot. This is something that you would definitely use. And at first, I didn't know how to use this either. I mean, it's like, what do you do with it? Which way do you do it? But you'll learn it. I mean, pretty easily. Yeah. Actually. And you can see it's not that thick.
So it's a great DIYer's tool. And I think we had mentioned before, we have a video that talks about a gift guide or tools for beginners. We also have left links for all the tools that we discussed here on the live in the description
of this live.
Even the Henry concrete patch.
Oh, yeah.
We put that in there. So you should see that.
So Stephanie should like that.
Yeah, so you'll see all of the links and you can check them out on Amazon as well. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about that we wish we had known before we did our very first vinyl plank is transitions.
Yes.
For our first time doing this, we were transitioning from vinyl to carpet. And we didn't know that the box stores don't always carry the color of transition that you need for your tiles.
So basically what she's saying is you can buy your flooring, but you may not have the transition piece that you need.
Right.
Because they don't sell it in the store. It's called a specialty item.
Yes.
For some people.
Yes. So what happened to us is that we were installing it and they were like, oh, we need the transition. Let's go back out to the stores. And they don't sell that. So the planning that you want to do when you put down vinyl plank flooring is very important. So if you have a specific color that you like, and you're not going to reuse the transition strip from like the carpet to vinyl that you have, or you're changing it up, you want to pre-order that.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that.
I know.
Who tells you that? Nobody tells you that you're supposed to pre-order your transition so that you have it when you're about to start that job.
Yeah.
When you're about to start working on that project. You want to make sure that you have everything you need so you're not frustrated. And so
we didn't know we needed it.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you keep the frustrations down low. You're already trying to do the job. Yeah.
Yeah, there's transition. So, that transition, sorry, I'm just saying that on that transition, it was already going from laminate to vinyl, and the transition that was there, we just reused that one.
Yeah, we didn't even take it up. I actually was able to get underneath it.
We tried to slide that plank underneath it.
So that's where the oscillator comes into play right there, because it really helps you out. It saves time, it saves frustration, and it's just easy. And if you're doing a job like this, you want to do everything you can to make it as easy as possible.
Because when you take up the carpet, sometimes you don't realize, I took up the carpet and I'm going to need to transition from one room to the other. You don't even think about it until the end. Like, well, maybe you do think about it, but we didn't. And
well, for that video, actually, with the piece I'm cutting actually behind us, we wanted to make sure that we didn't need a transition. So we used the flooring, as you can see, and we just made it so that we don't have a transition piece. The flooring is going to go continuously into the closet area.
Yeah, that was the closet area though.
And so, yeah.
So sometimes people ask, like, should you pull up the carpet in the closet? And if you don't want to transition there, then I would pull it up, wouldn't you?
Pull it up?
Yeah, pull the carpet up.
Yeah.
And put the vinyl plank flooring all the way through.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah. So we learned a lot about that. So if you guys have any questions,
yeah, let us know if you have any
definitely.
questions. I mean, because we learned a lot. You know, we're still new at this, but you know, since we've done it before, now we can offer some tips.
Yes.
And if there's something that you know that we don't know, then
please share with us.
Share with us. Let us know,
because we're gonna do it again.
We're about to do it again, but we're using vinyl tile this time.
Yes,
it'll be the first time we use that. And
there was another thing. One is about laying planks that's supposed to look professional. Some people lay the planks all the same way, and you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, you mean the same length? The same
well,
length
I'm saying like
the same way.
The seams.
Yeah.
So when you install one row of planks, the next row should not be the exact same row. So if you have a plank like this, do you have another plank, baby?
Yeah.
Let's see. When you start your next row should not start right here.
And then you have another one that's the same row.
Right there.
So you have all 3 rows, and then 3 more rows the same, and then 3 more rows the same.
Like
that doesn't look natural or professional to your eye.
Like wood floors.
Yeah, like a wood floor.
So you want one plank to start, and then
it should be like that.
Right. So you would cut a piece, or you would just let me use this one, a longer piece to start the next row.
Yeah.
Then you can also,
hold that.
Yeah, you can start. Now, you can start the next row with this piece if you want. But the seams right here should not be close to the next plank, like over here. And the reason for that is also the durability of your interlocking mechanism. You don't want the seam to go all the way down your floor in the same spot.
Because if you step on that, you crack all of those little spots.
Right.
You crack it, and then you'll be one unhappy person.
So you want to stagger them.
Yeah.
The other tip that
basically, you know what?
Okay.
Let's do this again. Hold this bottom one right there. I'm going to show them. So it's like that. You want it to be like more like that.
Yes. There's a seam here.
Yeah.
And then there would be a seam over here. You don't want the seam too close.
You don't want the seam too close
like that.
There, like that.
You want the seam to be kind of like this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you want the seams to be staggered. Mm-hmm. And you also, when you're buying your planks in your boxes, you don't want to use all the planks from one box.
Yeah.
All together.
So basically, in every project that we've done, we've taken, let's say you had 3 boxes, you take a tile from all 3 boxes, not the same one. You don't take 3 from the same one and lay it down. You take one from here, and one from here. And that gives it a variety of pattern. It gives it a variety of feel, everything. As you can see, these have even 2 different patterns right there. So we want to, grab.
I don't know if you can see the pattern.
Yeah, the patterns. They all have patterns.
And they repeat though.
They repeat.
So this is not real wood.
This pattern is there's about 10 of these patterns.
Yeah.
Right here, the same pattern.
So if you put these all together, it's gonna look.
It'll look weird.
Yeah.
If you have that in the corner and you have all the same pattern with that little mark right there in one corner of your room, people will look at it and say, what's going on in that corner over there? So you want to have it spread out throughout your room.
Yes. That's another reason why you hit the
I'm sorry.
That's another reason why a dry layout is good for that too.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, I just put 2
2 tiles that look the same.
2 planks that look exactly the same right beside each other.
Right next to each other, yeah.
And sometimes when we were tiling, we realized, we need to change out the plank because that plank looks just like the one next to it. Mm-hmm. If we're cutting it on the edges and you're starting different rows and stuff like that, it's fine. But just having them right next to each other, you can really tell, and it'll look more vinyl-y. You don't want it to look like that, if that's a word. Vinyl-y. You want it to look kind of more like natural wood. Mm-hmm. Also, they do have, if you really like an oak look, or you like there's certain looks of wood, they have those in vinyl plank flooring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That you can have. You don't have to have hardwood, and you can do it yourself. So that's kind of nice. I didn't really know that there was so much, thought put into different vinyl plank floorings, but it's definitely marketed as a DIY friendly product.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They made it, they designed it, the resources online with these manufacturers. It is designed for someone to be able who's not like, a woodworker, a professional contractor, a handyman, to do it.
So basically, like you said, they designed this for DIYers.
Yes.
So you can do it.
Yeah.
You just have to plan beforehand.
Yeah.
Look at the layout of your room.
Mm-hmm.
Put down the planks. We suggest you put down the planks in your entire room. That's what we call a dry layout. Mm-hmm. Put it in your entire room to make sure that you see how many you're going to use for that room, where they are. The patterns, see if the patterns are matching in too many spaces, so you have to move them around, and so it just really helps you out, and
for your first time, definitely. If you do it in another room, it's going to be so much easier for you, but your first time, I think as DIY projects go, it can be pretty frustrating. You need a lot of patience for this one.
Yeah, you do. I think that you have to have patience, but just know that you can do it. And if you know what you're about to get into, then that really helps you. So if you take all these tips and you look and you watch somebody who's done it before, then you can see what you're going to get into. I would look at it as well. And that's why we try to show the things that can go wrong, because I want to give people the reality of what's happening.
And it doesn't go as fast. Like all the videos we watched at first, the installation videos, from
in 5 minutes,
the manufacturer. Well, they don't say the time. They just make it look like you just lock one in and lock another one in and then cut it and lock. So we had a lot of different situations that came up on why our planks weren't locking. And one of them is because we told you if any of the lips and the tongue and grooves are messed up, but also if you have a little piece of dust or dirt or
a little pebble on your floor,
a little tiny rock,
it will mess up the interlocking.
And
it will stop this from interlocking. Let me go right here.
Yeah, we keep trying to interlock, man.
I know. I don't know why I'm not interlocking. There we go. So if you have a pebble underneath there, right there,
like stuck, like a tiny little piece,
it's not going to interlock. It will not interlock. So,
and we thought it was the product. Yeah. We thought, this plank isn't working. We need to hit it harder or something like that. But really, if you pull it up, it was just a little piece of another plank that we cut that had gotten underneath it. And when I tell you, your surface has to be flat.
It has to
clean,
be flat.
And level. That's it really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between the vinyl plank flooring and peel and stick. Peel and stick, it sticks to the surface that it's going on. Mm-hmm. So however, if you have a lump, a little bend like that on your surface, peel and stick, you can actually put it on top of that.
Yeah.
But with this, if it's not, you'll see a gap.
You'll see, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it.
And then when you're walking, you can feel that gap right there.
You'll see it, yeah. The nice thing, though, too, is that vinyl planks are pretty much easy to repair. You do have to, unlock everything and then kind of put it back. But you can repair one plank. You don't have to pull up your whole floor.
So I want to say that when we were talking, so Tracy said that it was interesting and thanks for the tip. And Jazzy for Life said, good to know, good info to know. Mm-hmm. And so I appreciate you guys writing those things for us, because we went through this and we were like, hope this helps somebody.
Now, one question we have for you guys that are on is, what topics or what would you like for us to do a live in? We did ask it in the community page, and the next one that had the most votes was how to budget for a DIY project. But is there anything with actual projects like flooring or anything that you guys would like to know? Please leave it in the chat or comment below. And if you have any questions about vinyl plank flooring, please let us know in the chat so we can give you all the scoop before you do your vinyl plank flooring project. That's going to turn out great.
That was one of the things. If you wanted to know something, I want to know things before I get into it. You know, that helps me out. You know, if I'm about to do something, I'm going to do it, but I want to know what I'm getting into. You know, that's my big thing when I'm doing DIY.
So someone asked, like, Tracy asked, I'd be interested in DIY countertop. And when you say a DIY countertop, are you meaning painting it? Are you actually like we're cutting it? Or what do you think? Plumbing. What part of plumbing would you like to like for us to talk about?
Sapphira, you said plumbing.
Plumbing. Yeah, and you can ask any questions now too. If you have other questions that aren't about vinyl plank flooring, go ahead and leave it in the chat. We can try to give you as much information while we're here as we have. So you can do that. And the other thing, while you guys are adding in the chat, we'll just tell you what videos are coming up. We're going to have a tub update. We did paint our fiberglass tub with marine paint. And
we were thinking, do you want to tell them we were thinking about like there's got to be another way. And one day I was looking at I just had this thought, you know, boats are in the water and they have paint, and this tub is fiberglass. I know that they paint tubs. I mean, they paint boats different colors, so they have to have a white paint for fiberglass.
Yeah.
And so we went to
we had to search for it.
We went to the store and we searched online for it first.
All stores didn't carry that
all
marine
stores don't
paint.
Carry it. But then we went to the store and we found it. It's like, wow.
Boats carry that.
Yeah, stores near boats.
So the big question is that, you know, it's called topside paint. It's for the top side of the paint of the boat. And that doesn't go in the water as much. It gets splashed, and it's not really subject to chemicals for cleaning and all of that. So people want to know, how did it turn out after about a year? So we're going to be playing that one out. Also, we're going to have our makeup makeover for our daughter's room, and that has been a lot. So we're going to have some videos with that coming up. And then we're going to have a bathroom makeover, kind of a small bathroom makeover that will be coming out soon. So let's check. Tracy said, I'm taking tips for the first one. She said, the type that is renter friendly, DIY countertop. Tracy, that's you know, it's really hard to do for us renter friendly countertops.
I think the one thing you can do that's renter friendly is contact paper, because using the contact paper is easy to pull up after you're done with your lease. That's probably the easiest renter-friendly DIY for countertops that you can do. Everything else is going to be pretty much a semi-permanent to permanent.
Yeah.
More along the lines
very
of permanent.
messy to get up. Yeah. There are some renter-friendly. What should I say? There's some people that have claimed things were renter-friendly, and people tried.
They had to retract their statements,
and it wasn't. And I think people were losing their deposit. So we don't really say much is renter-friendly that we're doing, because we're trying to get it to stay as long as possible.
Tracy, we're gonna keep it real with you. So that's what we're gonna do.
And thank you, Tracy. We appreciate that. Yes. And also, like for a kitchen, the vinyl plank flooring is perfect for kitchens because it can absorb, not absorb, you can easily clean it. The one thing that they do recommend, though, I will say this for vinyl plank flooring, is it's not good around a heater.
Oh, yeah.
And
heat sources.
Yes. And I think they recommend that if you put vinyl plank flooring in your kitchen, you should not tile or lay it down underneath your stove.
Yes.
So that should,
it can melt.
Right. I think that's one thing that they do say when you do vinyl plank flooring is.
So for that though, what we did, we did put our peel and stick under our stove, and it works.
We did, but it's not as thick either.
Yeah.
And we did do that.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, they'll say that there's certain cleaners. So when you clean vinyl plank flooring, they'll say use like a pH balance cleaner. But I'll tell you, I told people in the last live, I used Lysol and disinfectant because we were going through, the pandemic, and we were just trying to disinfect everything. But when you have hardwood floors or laminate, you do have to have special cleaners. You cannot use water or harsh on hardwood floors in laminate because they are actually natural wood. Well, a wood product. Yeah. So that's kind of the difference too. So in a kitchen, if you do a lot of cooking and spilling and things like in our home, vinyl is a nice option.
So I want to say that Stephanie was saying that she'd be interested in backyard stuff such as patio shading. So we are going to do some backyard. We have a shed that we were supposed to have done like a couple years ago. We started doing the foundation of it in cement, and it's still back there.
We haven't finished the foundation. So that for us, our yard isn't level, and we were trying to level it ourselves.
With cement as well. So
so
we're gonna put that on film so you can see how that goes.
We haven't finished that. And then building shelving
in the garage. We're that's probably going to be one of the last things we do.
We have to level up our woodworking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys work with wood a lot?
Well, a nailer. We need to get a nailer.
He wants a nailer.
Yeah, I don't have a nailer. So that's one thing I need to get.
You have a hammer and nails, but not a nailer.
I don't want a hammer and nail every single thing in the garage. But a nailer just goes so much faster.
We do have some outdoor. We do have some outdoor
projects
coming up. Yeah, because this is when we do those. But
I mean, even if you like flowers, I mean, I don't know if I have a green thumb, but we can try and make that happen.
Our yard is kind of embarrassing for us to be DIYers right now.
Yeah, at the moment it is.
The inside is nice. Outside.
But that's a part of the process. Right. You're always learning things. Yeah. And I enjoy the fact that we're learning this stuff. We get to show it to you guys. We get to grow with you. You grow with us. And so we really appreciate you watching our channel and being a part of our community, because we wanted to start this community to have people like you come in and have somebody who's going to tell you the real deal.
Somebody to talk to about it.
And sometimes I don't like to cut as much, because I wish that I could just let you have all the raw footage to see how it really looks, but that'd be like hours or days long.
It would be a lot.
And nobody's going to really watch that. So we try to give you the best parts of the videos. But I want to show you the things that tend to go wrong, so you can see what can happen. It may not happen to you, but you say, "Oh wow, look at that! It happened to this guy, and look, it turned out great at the end."
And most of the time, the reason why anything went wrong is just because you didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know.
You didn't know how to do it before.
But you can figure it out. And the funny thing is it always turns out great.
Yeah.
So that's why we're saying you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be scared about it. You don't have to be worried or concerned. You just have to say, you know what? I'm going to try this thing. And then when a problem comes up or a lack of knowledge comes up, you fill in that gap. You find the knowledge. You figure it out, and then it's going to turn out just like you wanted it.
Better than before.
Better than before. That's one of our slogans, actually, is better than before.
And Donna said, we just did our fiberglass tub, so hopefully you still like yours. Oh yeah, we still like it. And I think that people who have fiberglass, what is it, like showers and tubs?
Yeah, the showers are mostly
can appreciate it, because it's really hard to take those things out of your bathroom. You'd have to have safety protective gear because it's fiberglass.
Yeah, I didn't realize that fiberglass is very it's not good for your lungs
toxic,
or your nose. It's very toxic.
I was
going to say toxic. Yeah.
And also, most of the time I learned this is that they were built into the homes. They're already, when the builder built them, they put them in and then kind of built around it. It's not something that would even fit through the door. So a lot of times you have to cut through it to get it out.
Yeah.
So that's why, we we were trying to think of like, how can we make it look nicer?
Because we weren't going to take a tub out.
No,
I'm not going to cut a tub in half and then try to get it out. And who's going to, no.
We don't know how to do that. That was a little too much. That was,
and then the plumbing part that goes with it.
That was.
So we're gonna have to do a video on the plumbing that we did have to fix with that tub.
Well, one thing I know that I had spoken to Safira before, we were talking about plumbing, and one thing I want to definitely say, when you're putting out your fixtures, we did a video on just the top part, is that you really do have to stick with the same manufacturer. Yes. We did not know that.
I didn't know that. So basically what she's saying is that if you have a Delta plumbing, you cannot use, what's the other
like
person?
Fister or
somebody else. You have to use Delta in your plumbing.
Moen.
Yeah, Moen or somebody.
Moen,
so you have
Delta.
to, that's for your shower or your tub fixture.
Fixtures, right.
So the fixtures have to stay the same. And I think that has to do with the grooves of the
they were kind of slick with that. So
yeah.
So let's say like this is the fixture. Well, one piece might be like there'd be a not what am I trying to say? Like a something there, and it has to fit directly like that. Well, then the next manufacturer, they'll have like 3 of them down or something, and it fits perfectly. So you can't interchange them. Mm-hmm. So sometimes when you buy older homes and you see the fixtures, you're like, oh, we'll just update that to the whatever. And you go to the store and you just buy one, and it's so frustrating to to try to make it update. And you're wondering why. It's because if they're not the same, it's not going to fit.
So some of the people are saying that they learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
And, it is frustrating.
It is very frustrating.
Because we didn't know. We thought that, we're going to do this and it's going to be easy. Sometimes it's not necessarily easy, but it is doable. So if you want to get something done, you can get it done. And
we had a lot of help from the friendly people at our local Home Depot. Our Home Depot stores,
Lowe's.
Are closer, but mostly that Home Depot store that's close to us. And we go early in the morning. A lot of friendly people early in the morning.
Yeah, early in the morning.
Don't go on the weekends or late at night.
Yeah.
Well, maybe late at night, but early morning, you can almost
get more help.
You almost get a private workshop to help you. And we learned that. And but as far as like replacing a faucet in a bathroom, the one thing that is important to know is where the holes are and how far apart they are. That your water, hot water, cold water, we learned that the hard way too. So you just want to measure everything and try to match exactly with what you have to what you're going to get. Like, your new thing, you want to make sure they match.
So Taretha was saying, thanks for the heads up. And, Donna was saying that that's what she found also when we were talking about the other stuff. And
that they have to be the same manufacturer.
Yes.
Yeah, you had to like sometimes do research and plan it. And the plumbers don't tell you that. They don't tell you. They'll just come in and ask you like, well, what color do you want, or what style do you want? Brushed nickel or whatever. And then they just put it. Yeah. They put it in gold. You never knew that you had to have the same one. So
change. Yeah.
So I hope that.
But but to get back to the vinyl plank flooring, if you guys have any questions, let us know. And the thickness. Some of these floorings have different thicknesses, and some of the underlayments have different thicknesses. So we talked about that on our videos as well. Our underlayment video actually is a very good resource if you want to learn about thicknesses and different types of underlayments, things that you need to know to prepare you for your vinyl plank flooring.
Yeah, and basically sometimes when your floor is really thick, like if you had something this thick, you can't put a super thick underlayment underneath it. It's it's not gonna fit under any of your doors. It won't fit under that. And another tip I would say is definitely take the samples, use a sample from your home improvement stores while they're there. Because at first I was like, why would you need a sample?
Why do they have all these samples?
Why do they have all the samples? Yeah. Take it in your home because one, it'll look different, like the color in your home with natural light and not the store light. 2, you can put it under your doors, put it on the floor to see if it's going to kind of work. If you have carpet, I kind of pulled my carpet back to see where the subfloor would be, and then I kind of smushed it down to see if it will pass under doors, because one thing you don't want to have is it's so thick it can't fit. Now you're trying to cut the bottom of the door, which you don't want to do that. Some people just take the door off the hinges and redo that, and you don't want to do that either.
That's a lot of work
if you don't have to. And then you also don't want it so low you have a thin piece of flooring that you basically have a gap under the door. You can see under the door now. So those are some other.
That happens after you've removed your carpet. Then you have that gap. Because in our the closet video, the one where we're doing the vinyl plank flooring for the closet, they actually, I guess someone used an oscillator or what have you to cut in the closet, and they cut it up pretty high. So one part is high and the other part is low, and you can see that. But that was because there was a piece of carpet in the closet as well as in the room, and so we didn't know that until we took the carpet out of the closet. So you just learn a lot of little things. So we're glad that you guys joined us tonight. We hope that you have a blessed week. Yes.
And
that you're safe.
Yes.
Always.
And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. We would love for you to be a part of our DIYPC family. We're always going to be doing some type of home improvement projects. Right.
Exactly. So did we just everything that's coming up, I guess, our daughter's room and the bathroom.
We'll be throwing in the little things like ceiling fans and light fixtures, just how to update them, doing dimmers, different things like that. So what'd you do?
No, I didn't do anything. I'm just looking around. I'm just touching stuff, trying to, find out. So I'm trying to make sure that, you know what?
What?
We use, one thing I always use when I'm putting in my quarter round after you're doing the
trim.
The trim. So I use this stuff right here. This works very well. I know some people, well, most people, I guess, they nail their quarter round back into the flooring, but I've been using this adhesive for every job that I use and do.
And remember, you glue your quarter round to the baseboard.
To the baseboard, not to the floor.
Because remember, your floor is floating and you always want to be able to move it or use it. So when you're gluing your trim, you're gluing the trim to the baseboard. So
you can specifically see this in the video where I'm putting down the vinyl plank flooring in the closet.
And all the links are below for the vinyl plank flooring playlist.
Yes.
You can see that and check that out. And feel free to always, you can email us or give a comment if you have any other questions.
And we want to say thank you to everybody who's been on here. For D. Shaw's, Stephanie, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Taritha and Safira and Believe with B, Tracy, everybody who's on here.
Marriage and
Motherhood. We really appreciate everyone. And we just want you to remember that you can DIY too.
See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I think you have to end.